Hello and welcome to the Growing Green podcast. Your host, Jeremiah Jennings, is the owner of Growing Green Landscapes in Birmingham, Alabama, and has a passion for growing the entrepreneurship community for those who are young in business. Being a business owner isn't easy, especially in the early years, and that's why in this show we dive into a wide range of topics covering all the challenges small business owners deal with. Even if your company is generating $1 million or more, the stories from our great guest and Jeremiah's own firsthand experiences will propel your business forward. And now, here's your host, Jeremiah Jennings.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in to episode today here on the Growing Green podcast. This is your host, Jeremiah Jennings, and I am super excited to come to you today with another fresh new episode for, get this, your Saturday. Saturday, what are you doing on Saturday releasing the show, man? Boy, oh boy, this week has been something. It has been something for sure. What a week we've had. And I will give you a little bit of an update today. We'll talk about it more on Marriage Monday this coming week. But long story short, I usually record shows day before or 2 days before they release, just because I really, truly like keeping these relevant. Like, I like getting a little bit of backlog sometimes when we go to events and things. We can get some good episodes in, but and some of those are like timeless. Like the interviews we did with Leanscaper, those weren't just all Leanscaper-focused interviews. They were a lot of leadership and things with Mark Sedge and him and other guys coming on and sharing their thoughts there in Dallas, and so I appreciate their time. But I usually record a day to 2 days ahead, and just because, that's kind of what our show's turned into the last year and a half, 2 years, is more of a pulse on what we're actually doing in our business, how it's growing, the things we're struggling with, the things we're seeing that are working, and everything in between. Well, I wanted to record a show for Friday, but my, oh my, the stomach bug took a toll on me. So our kids got it, and like I said, we'll debrief it more in depth as much as we can on Monday. But stomach bug got me, and I thought I was going to be able to avoid it, but I could not. It took me out for a whole day and a half, Thursday-ish. Let's see. Yeah, it got me Thursday morning. So it took me out really Thursday and half a day Friday. And so it was rough. I haven't had a stomach bug in a couple years, and I don't want to get it for another 5 or 10 years if I can avoid it. So I know that probably won't happen with kids and daycare and Sunday school and all the other things, but it's just part of it. But anyway, I am back on the mend and have a voice back. The reason I could not record, I literally had zero voice. You can still hear it's raspy. Like I had no voice. I had to cancel all my meetings that day. You just know, like, stomach bug coming out the top end, vomiting it's just bad. And so took my whole voice away, sounded like I had a terrible cold. And I'm still kind of raspy. I'm trying to sip on some coffee and stay lubricated here. Is that the right word? I don't know if that's the right word. But anyway, hope you had a great week. We had a good week. We had some production done, hit some production. We did sold a few jobs and got them in. We are in a big sales push right now, and you may ask, like, what's going on? What's happening in the business right now? And we've had a lot of change in the last 6 weeks. One of our main guys has been with us for a year and a half now. He's our longest tenured employee. He decided to move on to a new career, go do a new thing, or really go back to something he had done in the past, and it really kind of hit me between the eyes a little bit and opened me up to some new things that I saw that we need to fix. And I think it's a good thing that it happened, because it really made me see, like, okay, these are really issues that have to get fixed, or we're never going to be able to grow. And so we're fixing a lot of those things. My time got ate up this summer, really the second half of the summer, on just little problems and things that my time got ate up solving little problems and doing tasks that were not income-producing tasks, and they were not moving the needle forward the way they should have been, and sales got really low, really, really low. And so we kind of sat down and we backed down. So we were at a group. We had 7 people at the peak of the summer. We're down to me plus 3 right now. So we're at a much smaller size, and we are really just kind of revamping and recouping from this year, and it's been a rough year. Really, it truly has. And I'll dive more into that as the year comes to a close and do more of a year-end like recap, maybe a longer form show on it where I put all my thoughts together and talk through some of it. But I've learned a ton this year. I've learned a ton. I've seen a ton. We've had challenges. We've had setbacks. We've had breakdowns. We've had issues that just arose that we had to push through. And so I've learned a lot about bringing on labor versus the revenue that you have to justify it, and managing a salesperson versus you doing sales versus you being in production. Like, what do those roles look like? I learned a lot of that this year, and it came with a price tag for sure. And it's been something that we're having to, again, work through and push through. But I think that we're going to really come out on top of this in a very positive way. And so we have a good core group that we have right now, me and my two leadership that we have with me. We're really going to take this thing and make big strides next year. I'm very confident. And I say next year, like that starts today. We're not waiting until January 1 to start these things. Those things are starting now. And so all the way down to just little morning rollout SOPs, things like that. And, I'm in the process of building out like the top 50 systems you need in your business when you start growing and you start adding employees. Because what happened this year is I realized that once we had people in here, it turned into chaos. And, it's very easy to do because you're trying to get schedules lined out. You're trying to get work. You're trying to get materials ordered. You're trying to get people to show up. You're trying to get things done, make sure equipment's up and running. All those things go into it. You're trying to make sure that's all done. And all that falls on the weight of you, plus invoicing, plus scheduling, plus all those things. And stuff just gets missed. And so it turns into chaos. It turns into not feeling like you're organized at all. And we went through a lot of that this year in the spring and in the early summer just because we had a lot of people come in real quick, and we did pump a lot of revenue in, and we were just not managing it well. I was not managing it well. I learned a ton through the process. And like I said, I'm going to share that and go more in depth in it later on. But I just want to at least give you like a pulse on what's going on. So sales got low, right? And we're down to a couple guys. I'm back into a decently heavy production role. Just helping out where I can on design build work. I'm not in the maintenance field at all. Maintenance is now being really covered better than it ever has, and that was because of a shift we made later in the year that should have been made in springtime, but I just didn't do it. And so, it's, again, things learned along the way. It's part of it, part of the process. So I learned that and made that shift, and now maintenance is being handled very well, and we are rock and rolling with that. No complaints on that front. We have actually scaled that down a little bit. And we've scaled it down to we have a pretty profitable route, and now we get to scale it up, fill that route back out before we start adding more crews in there. But I had to get on a sales push real heavy. A couple weeks ago, we were down to like, hey, we don't have any work next week. That's how low the sales funnel got. And I think I'm seeing that across the board, right? I'm not the only one. I hear that. I've heard that quite a few places this year, and not just the green industry either. A local networking group that I'm in here, somebody sent a message the other day like, hey, is business slowing down for anybody? And within 10 minutes, like 20 people responded and were like, yes, like, it's me. I thought it was just the kids going back to school. I thought it was just us. I'm glad we're not alone. Like, there is some uneasiness out there. And it's kind of weird. Like, the economy seems to be doing all right, but people just aren't spending money. I don't know what the real reason is behind it. I'm not an economist, and I don't, quite frankly, don't have the bandwidth to study all of that right now. I'm really focused on like, hey, I want to grow our business and get the inner workings of this working well. But I'm not saying I don't want to write that off. I want to put good things in that really move the needle forward for us. And so anyway, sales got low, and I was like, hey, we got to push. And so I had a $50,000 sales goal for a 7-day period, and we came up 14 short, I think. So pretty close to it. I've got a couple in the hopper that are probably going to close. So we'll sell 50,000 in about 10 days, hopefully 10 to 12 days. And so, but now I got to keep that up, right? Like that is the salvation of this problem right now. The solution to this problem, how we get saved is we have to pump revenue. We have to turn and generate sales because we got in such a hole with, again, heavy labor and not enough revenue to back it up, that we have a hole to climb out of now. And so now we're having to really pump revenue. We got to do work very efficiently, bid it properly, and it requires me to be hands-on a little bit as well. So We are doing it. We're producing it. It's really fun selling. Like, it turned it into a little bit of a game for me. It was do or die. It's like, hey, we got work to do next week, or we don't have any work to do next week, but we got guys to pay and bills to pay, and so you better go sell something, right? And really just got creative. I had a door knock, actually. Door knocked and sold a $17,000 job off of a door knock, and that was sweet. But other than that, I'm sitting here and I'm like, okay, what are we going to do to keep this going? And so I'm partnering with a buddy to help generate some maintenance sales, and we'll talk more about that as that comes to fruition over the next couple months. And I think it's going to be a new partnership that we can bring to help you guys. A lot of cool things that I think he's going to help us break into with the commercial market that we're kind of struggling with now. And I'm excited to get that rolling. But we're really just trying to sell landscape work. Like, my landscape foreman really wants to go. He wants to push. He wants to grow. But I got to sell the work for him and make sure that he's in a spot where he can do it. Put him in a spot where he can win. And so we're getting there. Like, we're getting the little basic things cleaned up. Trucks are stocked. Like, those little problems that we ran into all summer of, not having things here and not having things there. And it was because we got we tried to do so much at one time with one person. One person has ADHD, aka me, and so it was a little bit of a chaotic nightmare. But anyway, we've come through to the other side, and I've learned a lot, and I can't wait to bring to you the 50 first systems that you need in your business. And I'm actually open to feedback too, right? I would love to pull from some of you guys that have done it. I'm literally building these out as we go. The next 6 months, 12 months, like I want 50 built, like written down in like black pen, underlined in red. Like, these have to be in our operating daily systems, and I think that it'll help us a ton, and it'll help things flow, and just it won't need, the business will not need me to be there every day to see it run. And I saw somebody post in the Landscaper community and the other day, and they were talking about, I've been on the Landscaper OS for 6 months now, really been trying to implement it hard, and I'm seeing the fruits of it because I showed up to roll out the other day, and nobody needed me. Like, I was not needed there. They all knew what they were doing. They knew where to go. They knew how to do it. And he was like, man, it was kind of crazy. I kind of stepped back and was like, whoa, like, it's actually working a little bit, And so that's kind of where our journey is now, is like we're trying to get that really like tuned in and dialed in, and we have the systems for that. It's just a matter of now getting the sales to back it and being consistent in the process. And I think that for us, it's not crazy things either. It's just little stuff. It is, for me, it's utilizing our VA to this fullest potential, which I do not do a good job at. I do a sucky job at it because I get sucked into the day-to-day every morning, and we end up don't talk half the day or all day some days, and it's like, it's not fair to me, it's not fair to him, it's not fair to anyone, and so I've got to get that fixed. But we have systems as far as like, getting job schedules, and I'm talking more of the landscape side, because maintenance is more like set it and forget it. You get a good crew lead in there, it's a recurring schedule. We've been invoiced end of week, and it's pretty simple. Like, as long as they mark it complete and crew, and then nothing changed, no issues, nothing breaks, like it's pretty much mark it complete, cash it out on Sunday night, do it over again on Monday, and you just go over and over again. And so we're trying to get him to pump some more sales, some enhancement sales in the maintenance route. But other than that, it's pretty self-explanatory. The systems and the processes come in. For me, more and more, like, how to get more hands off is on the landscape side, because there's just so much more detail involved. And, every project is different. What are we doing here? What are we doing there? And hey guys, guess what? October, it's coming, and you know what that means. It is time for Equip Expo. October the 21st to the 24th. It's in Louisville, Kentucky again this year. And I'll tell you what, for 5 years now, I have walked that floor, I've shaken hands, I've seen the ideas spark and the innovation start to get moving in people's brains with what new equipment they can get, what new technologies come, and how they can bring it into their business. imagine this. You're standing out there, you have 30 acres of demo yard, you have tools humming, you got machines moving, and you get to see what's next in landscaping, hardscaping, and all outdoor power equipment. You're also surrounded by your fellow friends, your industry peers, and people that want to actually grow their companies. You have plenty of education session opportunities, and you get to do plenty of hands-on demos. I can't wait to meet, greet, and mingle with you this year. You get to break bread, have lunch together. There's food trucks. There's so much to do. There's nighttime activities. Guys, it is such a fun time. Sign up today, equipexposition.com. Use code GG50 and get you in the door for $30. You don't want to wait till you get to the door because it's $60 to get in, and no one needs to pay that. 50% off. Use code GG50. Get you in the door for $30 at equipexposition.com. We'll see you in Louisville October the 21st to the 24th this year for another great Equip Expo. For me, it is getting really good. Like one of our favorite ones that we're doing now is that's really working is on the estimate, getting really good video walkthrough of what the plan is for this job, what is the reason behind it, what's the mission for this job, right? We talked about that on our previous show. And putting that into a video, sticking it into Slack. Each job has a channel in Slack. And so all the active jobs that we have on the radar coming up, or they're active right now, they're open. They're in a starred channel, so the top of everyone's Slack visibility. And they can go in there and they can see them. Any receipts tied to that job go straight into that channel. It makes it where our VA can job cost that channel pretty easily. And then finished pictures, all that stuff goes in there as well. And so anything for that job is documented right in there in that channel. It's very easy. You can archive it when you're done, and it's not in the way, and so on and so forth moving forward. So when they move up to the property in the morning or the afternoon before, if I have that job in the channel and they know what they're doing, they can get all their material lists. We'll put a PO for material from LMN in that channel as well. Scope of work goes in that channel. All that stuff is there, and so they can take it and run with it and go. And so it's a matter of getting pipeline built as well, right? And a lot of this stuff, a lot of our issues this year have been pipeline dwindling, right? And so pipeline would dwindle, and it would be like, oh, we're going to pull things here, we're going to pull things there, and we don't have a good 4 to 6 weeks of, hey, this works on the books, we're allocating 3 days to this. If we finish the day early, then we'll pull some fillers up or something like that. But we have this work scheduled for the next 6 weeks. And so when you run out of that, it's just like anything you can get, you bring it in, and so it's hard to keep it managed. It's hard to keep it uploaded. It's hard to get the channels in order, material lists, all those things, and you start running around, and things get left, things get lost, things don't get done the right way. You have callbacks, and so it's just a matter of really setting down and saying, hey, get a good sales funnel built and making sure you can actually maintain it throughout the year ahead. So for us, it's been a big learning year with pain, right? This will be a year that I look back on in 5 or 10 years and be like, hey, that year sucked. Just transparently, it sucked. And this is really probably the most open that I've been with y'all about the year so far. And it has been one that has taught me so much. I know I've said that a lot, but it's taught me so much. And I think everyone has to go through this to some extent in your business, right? You can hear people say, say don't do it or do it, and you can even see people do it sometimes. And sometimes you just have to go through some of this on your own. I'm a firm believer in. And so I think that as we continue to grow, we're going to get a lot of this stuff figured out. We're going to get a lot of this stuff fixed, and we're going to have a really solid, growing, thriving business. And I'm pumped for that. And I'm not saying that we don't have a growing business now. We have a growing business. We're gonna beat our revenue goals. We're not gonna hit our revenue goals from originally the beginning of the year because we started at the beginning of the year and then went backwards essentially. So we're not gonna hit that, but we're gonna do more than we did last year. Our profit isn't gonna be where we wanted at all, but we're gonna recoup that and go into the next rolling 12 months. Ready to go, just hitting it hard, hitting it the best we can. And so I'm fired up. I'm still energized. I am excited. I'm ready for things to continue to grow and continue to push. I'm not going anywhere. I'm still excited. I apologize for the maybe lack of consistency on the podcast and things like that. I feel like we've been pretty consistent, but missed a few shows here and there. It's just there's no way I could have recorded for Friday. There was absolutely no way, but. Other than that, it has been a chaotic year. It's been a chaotic year. It's been a lot of just back and forth and having, and it's not an excuse, but having babies in the middle of it, it just adds to the mix. And we signed up for it, right? We signed up for it. We chose this. There's no excuse making here at all. It's just a matter of like, hey, this is what we're up. This is what we're doing. It's what we signed up for. So you better embrace and you better move on with it. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see you guys at Equip too, by the way. You heard us talk about Equip here just a minute ago, and I'm excited to see you there. It's going to be a great week. Really rejuvenating. I'm hopeful that it'll be really rejuvenating for myself. Getting around like-minded individuals, guys that want to grow. We're going to be throwing up Christmas lights while I'm up there. Guys will be back home knocking those out, putting landscapes in the ground. So I'm excited for that. I'm excited for the next just really three months here to end the year. We're at the beginning of Q4, and I want to have I want to have a better Q4 going into fall, winter, in a place that we don't do snow than we ever have. And I want us to really crush this Q4. I don't want to go into it like, oh, we're going to run out of work. What are we going to do? Right? I want to get creative. I want to land jobs, close jobs, make connections with things that we've never done before. And so I know that we can do it. It's just got to, again, we got to get creative with it. We got to really, I have to put my head down and say, what are we going to do to make this stuff work? How are we going to grow? How are we going to bring these leads in? And so I will, anything that I learned on the way, I'm going to share with you here. This is the first place to get it because this is where we come and really just open and honest, and we're transparent. And so I want to make sure that you guys know that y'all are always going to get the honest truth from me. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. It's going to be just hey, this is what's happening. This is what's raw. This is what is really going on day to day. And if you've gone through it and can help me through it, awesome. I'll take the advice. If I've gone through it and I can help you through it, I hope that this does just maybe bring you a little bit of peace, a little bit of encouragement, a little bit of like, hey, I'm going through that now. Like you're 2 or 3 months ahead of me. I think you maybe are at the light at the end of the tunnel. I don't see the light right now. How do we get there? If that's it, and that is what you feel, then I hope that this brings a little bit of peace to you. Because like I said, we've pushed through. I think we've gotten through the worst of the storm, and we're going to really bounce back harder than we ever have before moving forward. So Equip's right on the corner. Like I said, GG50, you know where to go, equipexposition.com to get tickets there for 50% off. And we're also going to be at LEL, Novi, Michigan, November the, I don't even know. When is that? 7th. It's the 8th. I know the weekend. I want to give you the exact dates. I'm not in my calendar. I'm trying to get this pulled up real quick. I think it's the 8th. Maybe. November the 7th. Yeah, November the 8th, right? So we go up on November 7th. The event is on November the 8th. So I'm excited. I'm pumped. Can't wait to see you there. You guys have a great weekend. I just want to give you a little update. Let you know that I am still here. I'm not gone. We're not going anywhere. We're here to help. We're here to do whatever we can. And I want to see you continue to grow, learn, and be a better business owner, leader, entrepreneur, dad, husband, anything that you have applicable in your life. If you are doing it, do it well. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll catch you here on Monday. See you guys.
Thanks for tuning in to the Growing Green podcast. It is an honor to have you listening, and we hope you receive valuable advice to help take your business to the next level. Don't forget to follow the podcast so you'll be notified when our next episode drops.